Welcome to Jonested. I'm Mary, and today's Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, and I wanted to talk a bit today about hurricane preparedness. And we are right in the middle of hurricane season, and currently there are three relatively active systems in the Atlantic. You have low down off the southeast coast of the United States. There's system Dexter, tropical storm now, but Dexter's moving away from the United States, and there is another system developing out in the Atlantic. So it's important to really pay attention to what's going on so that you can be best prepared. And one of the best ways to be better prepared is to do it now before there's a storm coming, because none of us want to go running out to get bottled water or baby formula or whatever you need right the night before a hurricane's getting ready to hit, because everyone else is doing that. So don't be like everyone else. Be prepared ahead of the storm, and the more people that are prepared, the more a better position everyone's in to help other people, help their neighbors, and for the community as a whole really to rebound afterwards. So I'm going to highlight some items. This isn't everything, but this is a great way to get started if you kind of are just starting to think about, after some of the awful storms and the devastating damage we've seen in the last year with, or last year, even 2 years, just with the hurricane damages, even tornadoes. So I'll start with, I know we've lived through Hurricane Floyd, and our house was flooded, and we were out of power. Well, we were out of power, but then we couldn't get back into the house until it was rebuilt, and the first floor. And then we had the ice storm where we were out of power for at least 2 weeks, and it was winter time. And then Hurricane Isabel, which wasn't, Floyd was more of a rain and wind event, whereas Isabel was more very heavy winds and microbursts and so forth. So that was a scary storm. That was a long night. But first things first, you have got to make sure you have extra water on hand. If you are even if you're on city water, something could go wrong with their system, or they could have something gets into the system and the water is not safe to drink. If you're on a well and your power goes out, your water is not going to work. So make sure you have extra water on hand. At Floyd, we were so grateful because it was hot and we were all outside, and somebody took the time to come to our neighborhood and they brought cases of water and ice, and we really appreciated it because we didn't have anything and we didn't know any better. We made changes to that though. So, of course, without water, things can get really miserable quickly if you don't have it. But you also want to make sure things can also get very unsanitary very quickly. So you want to make sure you have even just hand wipes, and you want to make sure you have bleach so that you can keep things clean. And I got this. This is called Totally Awesome Bleach. And one of the reasons it's totally awesome, it was at the Dollar Tree, so it was only $1.25. So that made it awesome, even more awesome than it was already. And you also want to make sure you have plenty of batteries, extra batteries, flashlights. I like this because I can set it on a table and it spreads light around. You can get a meg light, and a good thing about a meg light is if you need to, you can use it as a defense weapon, which is handy to know. You definitely want to go stock up on matches, and I got these at the Dollar Tree. They don't always have them, so if they have them, grab extras so you have them on hand. And also, you want to have matches, because even if you have one of these or a regular lighter, if they run out of lighter fluid, you can't light your candles. So always going back to basics, I think, is the best. And you want to make sure you have non-perishable food items available in your pantry. And if you have cans, now they make cans now where you have a pop top, which that's nice. But if you don't, and you want some of your beef stew, you need to have a manual can opener, because if the power's out, the electric can opener's not gonna work. So you can get one of these. I think I got this one at Ollie's, and it was maybe $3, but it's kind of a fancy one. It's held up really well. Sometimes the cheap ones really don't hold up very well. Something as far as your food backups, just always good to have extras put away in your pantry. But really, when the power goes out, if you're expecting it to be out for an extended period of time, where you know you're going to lose the food you have in your fridge or your freezer, meats particularly, and you have a grill, you can grill up the food. You may as well grill it and eat it. Or I highly recommend getting a Coleman Stove, because I think these are awesome, because you get your propane tank, and these used to be $3. I think they're like $6 now. Hook it up and turn it on, and you have a flame, and so you can bring your skillets out, boil water. One of the things, let's see here, that I have to have, I have to make sure I have on hand is coffee. And especially if you're going through a natural disaster, I enjoy having my coffee. It's kind of it tastes good, and it's a comfort thing. But you can boil your water and make your instant coffee, or you can buy one of these, and you can percolate and use your regular ground coffee. So, but with this, you just use your pots and pans from your kitchen. You can heat up your soup. You can, whatever you want to do. I mean, you can cook hamburgers or whatever, or you have eggs from the chickens out back, you can cook up your eggs. So I think Coleman stoves are just it's always good to have one on hand. They're just the best. And I found this and the percolator, I'm pretty sure I found them both at a thrift store, but retail isn't, maybe $30 for these, for the stoves, which I think is worth every penny. So I also want to tell you that how important it is to make sure you have a first aid kit in your house. And it doesn't, even if there's not a disaster coming, just for every day, but especially if you have a hurricane coming, because you never know what's going to happen. A window could blow out and somebody could get cut by glass, or a tree could fall. But you don't need to get anything fancy. You can even take a large Ziploc bag, go to the Dollar Tree, and stock up on Band-Aids and antiseptic and gauze bandages and so forth. So those are just some ideas, and there, as you all know, you can go online. There's so much information out there. And last but not least, have this handy multi-tool. And these are great to have because you've got pliers, you flathead screwdriver, Phillips head, a file, bottle opener, and they're also really safe because when they fold up, there's nothing sharp, so you can't poke yourself or poke somebody else. And I didn't put anything out about it here, but something also very important to always think about is think ahead for your pets. And make sure you've got a backup for dog food for them. And just as a general rule, if they require medications or anything, or you do, or someone you know does, make sure you're stocked up on that for them. So that's why water is really important too, because you need to make sure your animals are getting enough water as well. So hope you find this helpful, and look forward to talking to you again soon, and have a great day.